Good morning to one and all. In this session, we are going to discuss principle of operation of DC generator, constructional details of DC generator, and derivation of EMF equation. Okay, so already we discussed it, but once again we are going to revise all these three topics. Okay, first of all, what is the principle of DC generator? The machine or the device which converts energy, which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy is called motor. The machine which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy is called generator. Simply generator. The machine which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy in the form of DC. So the machine is called DC machine or DC generator. Okay. Coming to principle. DC generator works with Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So this Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction is having two laws. One is Faraday's first law and Faraday's second law. According to Faraday's first law, whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic flux, an EMF induced in that conductor. Whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic flux, an EMF induced in that conductor. This EMF causes electric current when conductor circuit is closed. That's why we are using closed circuits in any generator, not open circuits. So the EMF induced only when the armature winding is closed. Okay, when armature winding is closed, at that time only the EMF converts into current. Okay, the current flow through the coil. Coming to Faraday's second law, the magnitude of induced EMF is proportional to the rate of change of flux linkages, means E is proportional to d phi by dt. This is basic formula. E is proportional to d phi by dt, or E is equals to n d phi by dt. E is equals to n d phi by dt, where n is the number of conductors, d phi is the change of flux, dt is the change of time. Okay. Here minus indicates Lenz's law. Minus indicates Lenz's law. So according to Lenz's law, the induced EMF is always opposite to the very cause of its production. Okay. Next, Fleming's right hand rule. Fleming's right hand rule says, or Fleming's right hand rule gives the direction of induced EMF in a DC generator. The direction of induced EMF in a DC generator is given by Fleming's left hand rule. So the EMF, the formula for dynamically induced EMF E is equals to BLV sine theta, where B is the flux density, L is the active length of conductor, V is the velocity, sine theta is the angle. Okay. What are the essential requirements for DC generator? The essential requirements of a DC generator: one, magnetic field; 2. Conductor system. 3. Relative motion of the conductor. So, what are the basic requirements of DC generator? Field, magnetic field. Second one, conductor or conductors. Okay, simply we called armature. Third one, motion of the conductor or relative motion of the conductor. So these three are basic requirements if you want to generate electrical supply in that particular machine. Coming to simple loop generator. Actually, you said, or according to Faraday's law, whenever a conductor cuts the magnetic flux, an EMF induced in that conductor. So with this simple loop generator, we are going to prove how the EMF induced in the conductor or in the coil. Okay. So here, for sake of convenience or for simplicity, we are taking only one turn coil. We are taking only one turn coil which is having two conductors, only two conductors A, B, C, D. Okay, so only we have two conductors. Okay, and when we put this conductor like this in between two poles, so this is the north pole and this is the south pole. Okay, always the flux starts its journey from north pole and terminates at south pole. So the gap is filled with magnetic flux or magnetic field. So now generator's basic requirement field is ready now. Okay, and second one, conductor. So this is the rectangular coil, single turn rectangular coil. So in this single turn rectangle coil, A, B, this is one conductor. C, D, this is another conductor. Okay, this is only active length. So in E is equals to BLV sin theta. L is the active length of conductor. Active length means, so the conductor which is only exposed to magnetic field and where the EMF induced is called active length of conductor. Here AB is one conductor, CD is another conductor. Remember, in one turn we have two conductors. So here also single turn coil. In this single turn coil we have two conductors. One is AB, another one is CD. Okay. So now conductor is ready, or conductor system is ready. So next we need motion of the conductor. So with the help of a turbine or with the help of any other device, when we move the coil or when we move the conductor in clockwise direction with uniform speed, within the uniform magnetic field. So already uniform magnetic field is ready, conductor is ready. When we move the conductor with uniform speed, we get induced EMF in that conductor according to Faraday's first law. Let me see how it is possible. First, when we set the conductor like this is position number 1. So at position number 1, the flux lines and conductor both are in parallel. There is no contact between conductor and flux. If there is no contact, there is no flux cut. If there is no flux cut, there is no EMF induced in the conductor. So at position number 1, no EMF induced in the conductor. Okay, and coming to position number 2. So at position number 2, it makes small angle. At position number 2, it makes small angle. When it makes small angle, small amount of flux touches the conductor or cuts the conductor, when small amount of when small amount of flux cut takes place, a small amount of EMF induced in the conductor. Okay, and coming to question number 3. So here the flux and conductor both are perpendicular to each other. Both are perpendicular to each other. When both are perpendicular to each other, okay, the flux cut is maximum and the induced EMF is also maximum. Okay, so maximum EMF takes place. Let me see in this waveform. First, this is the first position where no flux cut, no EMF. This is the second position, small flux cut takes place and small amount of EMF induced. So this is the small magnitude of EMF. And at position number 3, maximum flux cut takes place and maximum EMF induced. So this is the maximum. At the position number 3, we got maximum EMF. Okay, next at position number 4, again small flux cut takes place and small EMF induced. So the EMF decreases. Here small EMF induced. And at position number 5, which is opposite to first position, so here the same, no flux cut and no EMF induced. So now when we see the waveform, this is the waveform or half of the cycle under one pole. For example, so actually south pole, this is the half cycle under south pole. Okay, when the conductor moves at position number 6, it enters to opposite pole, that is north pole. When it crosses south pole and enter into north pole, the polarity will change. When pole will change, the polarity will change. In any generator, we induce, or in any generator produces alternating current. Why? Because when the conductor moves, or when conductor crosses one pole to another pole, the polarity will change. We get AC cycle or AC waveform. Okay, so at position number 6, small amount of EMF induced. So this is a small amount of EMF induced under under north pole. Okay, and next at position number 7, again maximum flux cut takes place and maximum EMF induced, just like position number 3. And at position number 8, small flux cut takes place and small amount of EMF induced. And at position number 1 or position number 9, so under previous position, under first position. Okay, so here again EMF induced is 0. So this is the matter about how the EMF induced in a single conductor, either AB or either CD. So here you see the split ring. Split ring means, so this is one rectangular split ring. This is split into 2 parts and filled with mica insulation. So actually for small DC machines or for practical DC machines like simple loop generator, so other purposes we are using split ring. Okay, for large machines, for practical machines, we for practical generators which are used in power stations and so. So in that cases we are using commutator. So what is the purpose of split ring or commutator? The purpose of split ring is to convert alternating current into direct current with the help of this construction. With the help of this type of construction, we are going to convert alternating current to DC current. Okay, and these two are segments. C1 is segment 1, C2 is segment 2. So one rectangular copper cylinder cuts into two parts and and separated with mica insulation. This is called splitting. Okay, and for AC generators, we are using slip rings. Slip rings. Slip ring ఏం చేస్తుంది? Only it receives the current from the armature conductors and it gives to external circuit. No change in the form. AC to AC. Just it is a mediator which receives current from the armature winding and supply to external circuit. That's the purpose of slip ring. Slip ring. Listen carefully. And what is the purpose of split ring? Split ring also receives alternating current from the armature winding, and with the help of this type of construction, it converts AC to DC and it supplies in the form of DC with the help of brush. With the help of brush. So actually, so this is the split ring one, okay, and this is the external circuit, okay. Um, so when we rotate the when we move the A B C D or either A B or either C D, we will take any one conductor as a reference. Okay, so when we move this or when we revolve the conductor, the EMF induced, the alternating EMF induced in the conductor, this alternating EMF passes through like this, and here we have the split ring. So for small missions we are using split ring. For large missions we may use commutator. Okay, so for easy understanding purpose we are using split ring. So this is the split ring which converts the alternating current into direct current, and this direct current flows through the external circuit. So later I will explain how the alternating EMF convert into DC. Later I will take one complete class to this purpose. Okay. Coming to constructional details. In any DC machine, so we have two parts. One is stator, another one is rotor. Stator is also called stationary part, and rotor is also called rotating part. Okay. Stator consists of yoke or magnetic frame, pole core and pole shoe, field winding, interpoles, compensating winding, brushes and end covers. So ఇందులో మీకు ఇంటర్పోల్స్ అనేది ఒకటి చెప్పలేదు మనం. ఇంటర్పోల్స్ తర్వాత కాంపెన్సేటింగ్ వైండింగ్ మీకు నెక్స్ట్ వస్తుంది, ఫర్దర్ వస్తుంది. సో ఇంటర్పోల్స్ ఆర్ అరేంజ్డ్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ టూ మెయిన్ పోల్స్. ఓకే, టూ మెయిన్ పోల్స్ కు మధ్యలో ఇంటర్పోల్స్ ను కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఎందుకు కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం? వాట్స్ ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్పోల్? Later we discuss in later topics we will discuss. Okay, and so these are the rotor parts now: armature core, armature winding, commutator, bearing, shaft. These are all rotating parts. Okay, and what is the purpose of yoke? Yoke is the outer frame of the DC machine and is generally made with cast iron or cast steel. Okay, and the purpose of yoke is it provides mechanical support to the poles and acts as a protecting cover for the whole machine. Okay, this is a constructional view of your DC machine. So this is pole core and pole shoe. This is the yoke. This is the yoke, and this is the pole core and pole shoe. So you see, this is the pole core and this is the pole shoe. Only this part is called pole shoe. Okay, pole core is made with number of laminations, thin laminations. When we bunch number of thin laminations, we get a cylindrical form like this. Okay, this is laminated one. Instead of a single piece, we are using laminated core to reduce the eddy current losses. So, what is armature? Armature is a cylindrical steel laminated structure having slots on its outer periphery. The armature conductors are housed in slots. Okay, the thickness of these laminations varies from 0.4 to 0.6 mm. Okay, and the coils are made with copper or aluminum. Okay, so this is the armature, and this is the commutator. I will show you one more diagram. And brushes. The purpose of brush is to collect current from the commutator. It collects current from the commutator. The purpose of commutator is to collect current from the armature and converts AC to DC. The purpose of brush is to collect current from the commutator and gives to external circuit. Bearing purpose. So bearings reduces the frictional losses. So ball bearings, roller bearings. Ball bearings are used for small DC missions. Roller bearings are used for large DC missions. Coming to EMF equation. So ఇక్కడ EMF equation అంటూనే మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటంటే Faraday's laws ను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకోండి ఫస్ట్. According to Faraday's law, whenever a conductor cuts a magnetic flux, an EMF induced in that conductor. Faraday's second law says the induced EMF is directly proportional to rate of change of flux linkages. E is equals to d phi by dt, where d phi is equals to p phi, dt is equals to 60 by n. So E is equals to n d phi by dt. Sorry, E is equals to n d phi by dt. Here we are taking only one conductor. That's why n is equals to 1. So E is equals to d phi by dt or p phi by 60 by n. So p phi n by 60. So E is equals to p phi n by 60. Here the conductors are in number of parallel paths. Okay, so we took Z by A, number of conductors per parallel path. So Z by A. So P phi n into Z by A, we get phi Z n P by 60A. So this is the average EMF generated across the armature. This is the standard formula for EG. EG is equals to phi Z n P by 60A, where phi is the flux in Webers, Z is the number of conductors, n is the speed, and P is the number of poles, A is the number of parallel paths. Okay. So here you see the simple loop generator in very simple form. So this is the north pole and this is the south pole. The flux always from north pole to south pole, and this is the rectangular coil. Okay, so when we move the rectangular coil in uniform speed, we get flux, and these two are split rings. Sorry, this is not a split ring, this is a split ring. So here in the above diagram, this is the split ring. So in this split ring, the purpose of split ring is to convert AC to DC. Coming to AC, ఇక్కడ చూడండి కింద డయాగ్రామ్ చూడండి మా. సో ఇది స్లిప్ రింగ్ మా. So these two are slip rings. Just it acts as a mediator. It collects current from the armature and it gives to external circuit. Okay, and this is the practical armature ma, which we are using in DC generators. Okay, small. This is a small part ma, actually a small DC generator like your mixie also. So mixture cum grinder ఉంటుంది కదా, ఆ మిక్చర్ లో యూజ్ చేసే దాంట్లో కూడా జనరేటర్ ఉంటుంది అక్కడ. సో సారీ మోటార్ ఉంటుంది, మోటార్ DC motor, DC generator. Constructionally there is no change. Okay, so this is the armature. ఓకే, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద కామ్యుటేటర్. సో ఇది కామ్యుటేటర్. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఇంతకుముందు అన్నట్టు రెండు C1 C2 సెగ్మెంట్స్, అది ఓన్లీ స్ప్లిటరింగ్ పర్పస్ మాత్రమే, ఫర్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ పర్పస్. సో ప్రాక్టికల్ వచ్చేసరికి వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కాయిల్స్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆర్మేచర్ కోర్. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ దాకా ఇది ఆర్మేచర్ కోర్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద స్లాట్స్. చూడండి, ఈ ఛానల్స్ మాదిరి ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఈ ఛానల్స్ అంతా స్లాట్స్. ఓకే, సో ఇవి నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ పీసెస్ దీన్ని మనం డివైడ్ చేస్తే ఈ ఆర్మేచర్ కోర్ మొత్తం ఒక 1000 ఒక 500 పీసెస్ బయటకు వచ్చేస్తాయి. థిన్ లామినేషన్స్ బయటకు వచ్చేస్తాయి. వాటన్నిటిని సెట్ చేసి స్క్రూ వేస్తే వి గెట్ సిలిండ్రికల్ టైప్ స్ట్రక్చర్ అండ్ ఆల్సో వి గెట్ ఛానల్ టైప్ స్లాట్స్. చూడండి, స్లాట్ అంటే మీకు డయాగ్రామ్ లో క్రాస్ సెక్షనల్ వ్యూ చూసినప్పుడు ఏదో చిన్నగా కనిపిస్తుంది, కానీ ఇక్కడ చూడండి ఇది క్రాస్ ఇలా ఉంటుంది ఛానల్. సో మనం వూండ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇలా వూండ్ చేస్తాం. సో ఈ ఛానల్లోనే వైండింగ్ ను వూండ్ చేస్తాం. తర్వాత మీకు యాక్టివ్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ కండక్టర్ అన్నాను. యాక్టివ్ లెంత్ ఆఫ్ కండక్టర్ మీన్స్, సో ఇక్కడ ఈ ఛానల్లో ఇక్కడ నేను ఇక్కడ మూవ్ చేస్తున్నా చూడమా, ఇక్కడ ఉన్నది మాత్రమే ఫ్లక్స్ కట్ జరుగుతుంది. ఇది బ్యాక్ కనెక్షన్స్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద బ్యాక్ కనెక్షన్స్. ఇవి యాక్టివ్ లెంత్ కాదు మా, వీటిలో ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఇండ్యూస్ అవ్వదు. ఎంతసేపు ఉన్నా ఇది మాత్రమే ఫ్లక్స్ కట్ జరుగుతుంది, ఇందులో మాత్రమే ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఇండ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. సో అందుకే జస్ట్ ఛానల్ గా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది తప్ప ఈఎంఎఫ్ ఇండ్యూస్ అయ్యేది, యాక్టివ్ గా ఈఎంఎఫ్ ను ఫ్లక్స్ కట్ జరిగేదంతా ఎక్కడ అంటే ఈ ప్లేస్ లో జరుగుతుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఒక కాయిల్ తీసుకున్నాం. ఒక కాయిల్లో ఏబి అనే కండక్టర్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటే, అదే కాయిల్లో ఉన్న సిడి అనే కండక్టర్ ఈ పక్కన ఉండదు మా, దానికి ఆపోజిట్ ఎక్కడో ఈ మీకు కనిపించదు. సో బ్యాక్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ఇది వైండింగ్. తర్వాత దీస్ వైండింగ్స్ ఆర్ కనెక్టెడ్ టు కామ్యుటేటర్. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, కామ్యుటేటర్, ఇది కామ్యుటేటర్. ఒక్కొక్క కామ్యుటేటర్ యొక్క సెగ్మెంట్ కు ఒక్కొక్కటి కనెక్ట్ చేసాము. ఒక్కొక్క కండక్టర్ ఒక్కొక్క కామ్యుటేటర్ సెగ్మెంట్స్ కు కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం, ఒక్కొక్క కాయిల్. ఓకే, సో ఎన్ని కాయిల్స్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పాలనుకున్నప్పుడు మనము ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని సెగ్మెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయో కౌంట్ చేస్తే వి గెట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కాయిల్స్. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ ద కామ్యుటేటర్ సెగ్మెంట్స్. మధ్యలో మీకు గ్యాప్ ఉంది చూడండి. సో ఈ గ్యాప్ ఏంటంటే ఈ సెగ్మెంట్ కు అంటే ఒక సెగ్మెంట్ కు ఆ పక్కన ఉన్న ఇంకో సెగ్మెంట్ కు మధ్య మీకు మైకా ఇన్సులేషన్ ఉంటుంది మా. సో ఈ మైకా ఇన్సులేషన్ ఉండడం వల్ల ఈ కాయిల్ కు షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సే లేదు. ఓకే, అలా మనం ప్రతి కాయిల్ ను ఒక్కొక్క సెగ్మెంట్ ద్వారా ఇన్సులేట్ చేయడం ద్వారా వి గెట్ డిసి, వి గెట్ ఆల్టర్నేటింగ్ కరెంట్ ఇంటూ డైరెక్ట్ కరెంట్. ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇది యాక్చువల్ గా జనరేటర్ మా, యోక్, తర్వాత ఫీల్డ్ పోల్. దీస్ టూ ఆర్ ఫీల్డ్ కాయిల్స్ అండ్ this is the rotating part, armature. These are the conductors and this is the commutator and this is the shaft. Yes, this is the matter about DC generators, DC generator principle, DC generator EMF equation and construction details more. Okay, so you also see the one more diagram one. So these are the slots. Okay.